Right, hello, this is going to be a fairly quick video. So, I have this German PAPR unit, and recently I've set this up, which is really good. I did it on the stream the other day. So you can run it off a laptop power supply, and the one I bought is a variable one, because it's designed to, work with various brands of laptop. So you can dial the voltage up and down. So this is originally the German batteries, when I looked them up, that this originally ran on, was 14 volts. And this was given to me by Steve from the Nuclear family. He now and again comes on and chats, so I don't know if he still runs an eBay store, because he moved to America. But the cool thing with this is that basically he'd rigged up a thing where 10 AA batteries would be in series, which would add up to 15 volts, 15 to 18 volts, because lots of the time batteries are about 1.8 volts rather than 1.5 volts each. But 15 to 18 volts. So if they were 15 volts, that's only just slightly higher than its recommended 14 volts that the original German batteries ran on. This can also run on a car's vehicle supply, or a vehicle power supply. And they're typically 12 or 24 volts, and I don't know if when they were plugged in via that, if it corrected it to 12 volts for both 24 and 12 volts or whatever. But with the battery indicator on the side here, if you run this lower than 12 volts, the warning light starts flashing, and it's not really strong enough to be a good PAPR unit. You can dial this. I tried it with my power supply, hoping it didn't blow, and it didn't. And that maxes out about 24.3 volts. On that, it runs very fast. The needle is off the green section. But it does run fine, it didn't burn out, but I didn't leave it on that for extended periods, because I don't think it's meant to be running that fast off of a voltage. Because generally with electric motors on a DC voltage like this, for a fan, the more volts you put into it, the faster the fan spins. Now, because 10 AA batteries, if you wanted to use it as a portable unit, and 10 AA batteries are a bit expensive to keep replacing. Again, I know you could buy 10 rechargeable batteries, or maybe 12 rechargeable batteries and link it up that way, doing something like that. That's quite an expensive way of doing it. You can get obviously 9 volt rechargeable batteries. Now, one 9 volt battery is not enough. If you put one 9 volt battery on it, it runs into the red and the warning light constantly flashes, because like I said, I think 12 volts is the minimum this is meant to run on. But I thought, what about running these in series? So what we're going to do, so let me just reconnect that there. If we have two 9 volts, and hopefully they're in series, wired up like this, so we connect, the minus to the plus on one, and then we're going to run the batteries that way on that way. If I've done this wrong, I'll change it around in a moment. And plug this into the unit using the original connector for the battery adapter. Let's first see if it powers on. It's powered on. It's warning me it's wrong voltage, so I've wired this up correctly. So what I'm going to do now is just so, this is what it looks like on low voltage. See, it's just about on the red and the warning light's flashing. Again, the PAPR would be usable like this, but it wouldn't be giving you much airflow. So what we're going to do is disconnect that again. And what I'm going to do with these batteries now then is wire them up the other way around. So what I want to do is, with that connector here, which might be a bit more difficult, because I have to have the plus and minus, don't I, on the sort of same bit around. Probably actually have to do it like this, wouldn't I? So I'll put one plus battery like that, and then we will wire the two connectors together like so. Again, this isn't. Again, there'd be a much better way of doing this if I figure out this works well. You can actually buy like parallel and whatever you call them, battery adapters, parallel and series batteries adapters. But like I said, for today I'm not doing that. I'm just doing it just to give this a test if this works before I spend more money on it. So like now we've got those that way round, so let's see now. Oh wait, no, that's even lower. So okay, I had got it wired right before. Okay, so yeah, this is now halfway into the red and it's flashing. So yeah, that is probably 9 volts. So it probably was 18 volts, but they might... The problem with rechargeable batteries is sometimes they don't directly output 9 volts. So yeah, let's have it background as we did, because I don't think I had it wrong the first way around. Let me just see if I only do one battery like this, what it does. So if I put, like I said, one 9 volt on like that, just connected it directly. Because like I said, you could run the PAPR like this, it's just not very powerful. And the warning light's flashing. Yeah, that's pretty much as it was just now. So what I want to do is do the original setup I had. So take this back out, connect the two batteries up like so. Not like that. I'm going to take that off there. So yeah, have the two batteries set up with the and then link the minus to the plus that way. I think that's at least wiring it differently, because I know when you do the other way of doing it, it's where you have all the negatives to the negatives, isn't it, and then all the positives to the positives. But yeah, so let's wire it up like this again, just to give it a test. And just put the other thing around And that croc clip like that. Can't again see me doing that, it's got a little nice short circuit flash. Okay, and now let's see. Yeah, I think you might need 3 9V maybe in series to do it this way. So I'll test it on another video with 3 9V, but yeah, in theory this would work. Because originally I wouldn't want to do 3 9V because that should add up to 27 volts or whatever. But I don't think it's actually going to add up that high, probably because of it's also to the amps, isn't it? It's drawing through these as well as just the voltage. But yeah, in theory, if I put just, while I've got this like this, I won't put all the battery compartment back together. Because then you could easily fit this in the battery compartment, that's not a problem. What I just want to do now is see, will this... That's it. Yeah, the mask farts if I do that, so... Yeah, the positive pressure system does seem to be working. And it's not as powerful as you'd want, but this does work. So yeah, I'm sure with 3 batteries in series it would work better, but let's just give this a test. Yeah, no ammonia getting in, so this is working perfectly. This does work. Like I said, it's not as much positive pressure as you'd want, but it does do positive pressure. So yeah. What you could do is do 3 9V, I'm sure, in series, because I don't think they're gonna, as much as I thought that'd be too much voltage before, it seems, I think because of the amps it's not pulling that much. So what I'll do is I'll try 3 batteries. I won't do that on this video, but I'm going to just do it in a minute just to give it a test before I get on with my day. I'll upload this video anyway. If it does do something horrible and blows up the PAPR, I'll make sure I warn you that it didn't work in the description, and like, you know, as a pinned comment. But yeah, this does seem, if you can hear that through the mic, this does work like this. Like I said, even if this is basically on the borderline of where the PAPR wants to work. I'm just actually wondering with this, if rather than putting it on full battery speed, if you need a better way of wiring it up than I've done. Again, there would be cases for 9V like there are with other batteries, so you can all wire them up in series or parallel to get them. You didn't think? Oh, again, that's unclipped. Again, croc clips aren't the best way of doing it. There's definitely better adapters you can get. But if I go to battery speed 1, okay, it equals out exactly the same way again. Battery speed 1 just doesn't pull as much air through it, so you do want it on speed 2. But the battery indicator level doesn't change, so that knows regardless of where it is for that. Now what I will quickly try, completely unrelated while I'm doing it, just I'm curious, let's unplug that a minute. So we'll get rid of that. Like I said, the best way of powering this so far I found is using the thing. Oh, that's descriptive, isn't it? Right, but what I meant was to, I might need an extra cable for this, but will I need an extra cable? Yes, I will. That's annoying, I can't do it on there. But yeah, I want to try croc clipping onto the battery, unless I can push one of the prongs directly on there and then connect the other one up. Let me just try that. So let's connect. I don't know which is the negative and which is the positive, annoyingly. But yeah, if I just connect to the, and again this might short circuit if I haven't done this very well. And I have to put the thing to the other thing, don't I, the vehicle power supply mode. Again, I don't think they're quite touching the contacts. I need to basically properly croc clip 2 on, so I'll also try that in a minute and let you know if that works in the description. But basically the idea of, you know, croc clipping onto the vehicle power supply bit 2 batteries, because I don't have the proper connector for that. You know, the thing that's meant to run out, like I said, off a vehicle's 12 or 24 volt power supply. I'm kind of interested in just seeing with that, you know, if you can just croc clip a battery on that way. And again, although it's not then in the concealed battery case, it might be that, you know, for some people that's an easy way of doing it, especially say for example if you had a really bulky 12 volt battery. Again, I don't know, is there a small type of 12 volt battery or 24 volt you could fit in here? Because if there was, and like again, I don't know what the voltage are of some drill batteries, I wonder if you could get like a Makita drill battery, for example, to a red black cable setup or whatever, get a thing to wire it up like this, and then potentially run these off a drill battery that's rechargeable, because that would be really ideal. Then you're only messing them out with one battery and whatever else. But like I said, if you're not powering it via, because like I said, the easiest thing to do is like what Steve did. If you're wanting to use it with batteries, get, you know, one of those, like put 10 AA's in series, like adapters you can buy. You know, and there's various types of various models of battery. The sort of series batteries adapter that then, you know, let you wire it up that way. Or do what I've done if you want to run it off a wall socket if you're in their house, off a laptop power supply, because like I said with that, you know, if you buy especially a variable one like I did, you get all the different attachments to different models of laptops, so you can find one that gets a really good snug fit on there, and then you know, like I said, you can dial it up and down depending on the resistance of the mask and how much airflow you want. Because that's the cool thing, is if you're running it and you think there's too much air blowing on my face, you can just dial the voltage down a bit and have less, you know, even if, say, whatever reason you had it on setting 1 and you still found it a bit intense or whatever, you could just then dial it down. Or vice versa, if you had it on setting 2 and at 14 volts like it was originally designed for, you still think, I'd like a bit more airflow, you could overclock it a bit. Like I said, that's probably not good for the long-term health of the motor in one of those things, but in theory, you know, it's just making a fan spin a bit faster. Anyway, hope that was useful, even though we, you know, found it worked to some degree but didn't fully work. I'll now have to try 3 batteries in a row. And then again, if it works alright on 9 volts when I know the right number to use, I'll see if I can get a proper adapter to, you know, running them all properly in series, and then, you know, they can nicely go in there, screw into the bottom, and then you've got a compact rechargeable battery system that isn't as bad as having to recharge 10 AA's. Because like I said, with the 10 AA to the sort of 15 to 18 volt system that Steve set up with this, if you put rechargeable ones in there, yes, you could recharge it, and you can get rechargeable batteries now that aren't the nickel metal hydrides, that are the actual like lithium style ones that do consistently give out 1.5 volts, because they are really good to do that. But yeah, I mean, you probably annoyingly wouldn't be able to fit enough C cells in there to do it, because again, if you could charge up 10 C cells and do it that way, for example, that again would be better than the AA's, because you've got more oomph with each battery, you know, it's going to take larger to discharge. But like I said, I'm going to see if I can set this up in some way with a 9 volt, because 9 volts is convenient, especially now you can get the USB rechargeable ones, because you know, again, you get a decent amount of power output out of the 9 volt. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to mess about with this, and again, I know you can get as well 3.7 volt batteries, so maybe, saying that, 18650s or similar, is there things that you can put those in series? Because let's say they're 3.7 volts each, that's what, 7.4 volts per 2 batteries. So if you had 4 of those in series, that would be around the right voltage you'd want, and that's still a lot more convenient than that. Yeah, so again, I'm going to have a look and play about with this. It'll be interesting to try different setups. The main thing is, if you're going to use them in a battery compartment, you want them to fit in something like this, so you can fit them and it's still portable with the unit. Obviously, you don't have to worry about that when you're powering it from a wall socket, if it's in your house, but obviously, yes, if you were doing it, you know, you wanted to take the PAPR on you on a rigging system, so, you know, you're wearing it on your belt or whatever, you want it that the batteries are inside and sealed off. And you also want the connectors to be good enough, unlike how I was doing it with the croc clips, that you've got a way of doing it where they're not just going to come loose if something shakes and the little flimsy croc clip comes off. Anyway, hopefully this has been a good video for you.